Let's pull out some of the elements of this case and talk to Debra Opri. She's a defense attorney and joins me now live from CNN Los Angeles. Debra, should we really be shocked by the not guilty verdicts that we heard today?
I can only speak from experience, having been involved in the Michael Jackson child molestation case, the Anna Nicole case, and others. I can tell you, you should not ever be shocked by American justice. I think the media can blame themselves, and I'll tell you why. I think the media picked this case for coverage. It helped their ratings, and because the jury knew there was scrutiny, they hung their hats on the reasonable doubt element. This, in my opinion, would have been a clear conviction if there had not been media coverage, had it been just a jury doing their jobs. I am not going to second guess the jury, but I will say this is clearly, in my mind, a case of jury fatigue. They didn't want any further scrutiny because, let's face it, they wouldn't talk to the media. They went home, and in the end, in American justice, the reasonable doubt element, it's a very, very difficult element to overcome, and with a bones-only DNA case and a big gap in this big puzzle of how she died, when she died, and by whose hand, we'll never know. But Casey's life, because of the American media, is forever, ever ruined, because she'll forever be known in the eyes of the public as the woman who got away with murder. And it's very sad.
Well, Debra, let's talk about the jury. They took only 11 hours to come to this verdict. What does that tell you about how they approached the evidence? Because that's considered quite quick for a verdict.
I'm telling you, I don't think they ever got to the point of scrutinizing the evidence. If I was a fly on the wall in that jury room, I would have said, or this is what I think I would have heard, how many here votes for first degree? Okay, not unanimous. How many here votes for second degree? Okay, not unanimous. How many here votes that there's reasonable doubt to the point where we don't have enough to convict her? And I think everybody raised their hands. They discussed it a little bit. They never asked anyone for testimony. They never asked specifically questions regarding the evidence. My take is your take. It was a very short deliberation, and I think it was a matter of jury fatigue, a jury not wanting further media scrutiny, and a jury hanging in its hat on reasonable doubt as the easiest way for them to go home.
And you make a good point that they refuse to talk to the media afterwards, because sometimes after these big cases, the jurors will go in front of the reporters. Now, right. Florida is one of the states in the U.S. that does have the death penalty, and that had been a possibility if Casey Anthony had been convicted. I want you to hear a soundbite from the lead defense attorney, Jose Baez, and then get your take on it.
This case is a perfect example of why the death penalty does not work, and why we all need to stop and look and think twice about a country that decides to kill its own citizens. Murder's not right, no matter who does it.
Debra, what do you think Jose Baez meant by those comments?
Well, it's truly spoken by a true defense attorney. He means that in our system of justice in the United States, there should be no death penalty. I disagree with him. I've done defense work. I believe that we have a society that's out of control, and I believe that for many, many reasons, there has to be a death penalty because the murderers have to be afraid of something, and that basically is all we've got. So I do believe in the death penalty under the most extreme cases.